Welcome to the Goat Mentality Podcast. You're rocking with the hardest rappers, the hardest trappers of the 55014 area code, motherfucker. Well, Aiden was saying once again he's nervous before we started recording because we got too high. Aiden, what's your deal with smoking weed? I also get fucking tweaked out when I'm smoking that gas.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. There's something about like, dude. Like, does the difference between indica and sativa affect you differently, or are you just nervous no matter what?
If I'm smoking and I got nothing to do, best feeling in the world is getting high, going out and being like, I don't have to drive.
Right.
I get terrified to drive on the highway. My heart
Really?
starts pounding, and I fuck up driving way more.
Yep.
Because I get way too in my head about it.
Right.
But like, I'm not nervous right now.
Yeah.
I was for a second.
Yeah.
When everything starts picking up and you're kind of like, I don't know what's going on. Then I get scared.
You know what's been happening to me is I'll drive places and I'll just forget why I'm there.
It's like my grandma towards the end.
Yeah.
You're just pulling up crying in a parking lot because you can't remember where you parked.
Yeah, did that.
I don't know. I don't think that happened to her specifically, but I remember hearing that happened. And it's like to somebody. And if it happened to someone in my town, it's like, bitch, you're in the Gordy's parking lot. You just look across that fucker, you find your car.
Yeah. God damn, dude. Gordy's. What's that?
That's like it was like our local hometown grocery store.
Oh, okay.
It started as the Pig Stop, the Piggly Wiggly. It was the Pig Stop. And then it went from the Pig Stop or Piggly Wiggly, and then it went to fucking Gordy's. Then Our Town Fresh Market.
Yep.
Then something else. Like 4 different people had it in the span of like 10 years.
Yeah.
But that's completely uninteresting.
Well,
I mean,
there's a gas station in Lino Lakes, Minnesota, my hometown. It was called the Quick Stop for a while. Then it turned into the Cenex, and now it's back to the Quick Stop. It was run by like this very, very not old guy, but he was definitely really weird. Like I'd go in there to get like a Red Bull. This is when I was working at the day facility.
Yeah.
I go in there to get a Red Bull. He's like, "You're drinking all those. You know you're gonna have a heart attack real soon." And like he would
just worked all the time.
Right.
Was there not any other employees?
There were like I remember my friend's sister would work at the Quick Stop from time to time, and then there was this dude from high school. I don't remember his name. I just like would see his face, and yeah, I'd always go in there and like buy Zins and shit. But they closed down because there's a Quick Trip that opened up.
Oh,
probably quarter of a mile down the way.
Yeah,
so
right out of business.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't blame him. I like Quick Trip is my favorite gas station. Yeah. It's the best one.
Absolutely. I remember my brother's ex-girlfriend, fucker. She
what?
Why?
Yeah,
I hated her ass, dude. She
was a bitch. Okay, I thought you were saying that her brother was also a dickhead.
Oh no. She was just a fucking asshole. She was like the kind of, because she had like rich ass parents. There we go, dude. I would love to get rear-ended and pinned to the back of a car. But she was like the kind of rich person where, like, my brother drove around a red Prius. Yeah. That was like his first car that he ever bought. She's like, you have to get something better. So like, she was trying to get him to buy like it was an expensive, like souped up Chevy Silverado. Like
a truck? Why did she want him in a truck?
No idea. Like now he works construction. It makes a little bit more sense for him to have a truck. But like back then, all he was doing was fucking jujitsu all day.
What about this? You were telling me about the dude your brother used to do jujitsu with, posting.
Oh, yes. His name is Clayton. And Can
you pull up a post?
I sure can. You can't see him because he's private on Facebook.
I'm looking up Kyle. I want to see if I can find any of Kyle's stuff because he went dark.
Really?
Yeah, he recently went dark.
After the falling of the flag.
Yeah, you search Kyle Miller on Facebook, Kyle Miller obituary pops up. He's not dead. I saw him like 2 weeks ago.
Okay. But yeah, Clayton, he'll always post about how the shadow government is out to get him in the Illuminati. But and he's always talking about how his frequency keeps raising and lowering.
What's his frequency?
He said his frequency has to remain at 240 hertz, otherwise he's gonna die. But here's a little post. He posted 2 hours ago, 3 hours ago, 5 hours ago, 9 hours ago, 11 hours ago, 12 hours ago, 15 hours ago, 16 hours ago. He like every waking hour of his life.
Too.
Not
Manifesto.
even paragraphs, essays.
Yeah. Can I just read one?
Please
of
do.
them? I'll find a shorter one to read. Dude, I made a 40-minute video of me preaching. I guess you can call it. No cuss words either. Very proud of myself. But the last 15 minutes of it, I really speak from the heart, and it turned out well. But my phone is too cheap to edit and trim it down. LOL. I'm going to keep trying, though. Just hope the people watch it. 7 comments on that fucker.
You know, I think my favorite place to watch videos is Clayton Whaley's camera roll.
Oh, yeah?
I hacked right into his. I hope he watches this. Let's tag him in this YouTube video
Yeah.
too. I fucking hacked your shit, and I'm watching everything in your camera roll. Why you got that on there, Clayton?
Dude, I get called a demon so much, maybe I am one. When the majority attacks you, they must be right. Right?
He's truly like a realize.
Do you think you just got punched in the head too many times?
Well, no, he has a meth problem.
Oh,
yes.
That's
so
what's
he would
going on.
come into the gym
explains it.
souped up on meth, being like, "I'm gonna fucking do jujitsu." yeah. And look at this one, dude.
Oh,
see, here he is talking about frequencies. I listen to Truly Madly Deep by Savage Garden, like it's going out of style. That Fast Car by Tracy Chapman, Rocket Man by Elton John, and now Thank You by Ditto, which is an absolute gem. Oh, and What's Up by Four Non Blondes, lol, that's a banger. Listen to some Christians like to speak all of secular music as if it's demonic. But can we, dude, he is insane. But at the end of it, he goes, when it comes to music that raises our vibration, this music is played at either 432 or 582 hertz. Most music, Christian and secular, is played at 440 hertz. And the thing about that frequency is it literally is designed to lower our frequency. It keeps people asleep and stuck in the matrix. Because you know the conspiracy behind frequencies?
No.
Nazis used to play music on Nazi radio stations at like 430 some hertz, and it was made to make people like docile. So like when the Nazis came knocking at your door,
so he can feel it.
Yeah, so he can feel his vibration lowering. But yeah, he thinks my brother is a member of the Nephilim.
When did he make this? When did he decide that your brother was?
This was
when
like
did
2
he
years
uncover
ago.
this? Yeah.
Yeah. And you know what's fucked up is like my brother's always touching his face, which really shows off that he is a member of the Nephilim. And if you don't know what the Nephilim are, they are human angel hybrids. They're members of the fallen angel tribe, or part of Satan's army, if you will. And no,
well, he's getting called a demon so much, maybe he started to think he might be Nephilim. Right. There's a dude he's a town over from me, but you always see him out. We have a lot of, like I said, just like retarded people who are allowed to just drink. Yeah. And this dude, he works at Ashley. He's getting scammed.
Ashley Furniture Home Store.
Yeah, Ashley, not the home store, the factory.
Oh.
Yeah. And he keeps getting scammed. Women on Facebook are hitting him up. He's sending him money. But he'll always post like he's going to go to the bar. He'll be like, going to go to the bar tonight, have a good time. And then like a little bit later, it'll be like, guess I'm going to fucking do suicide, get my life over. And he went on a stretch of posting that. One day he posted at like Sunday at noon. He said, go Packer, you go. 7 hours later, guess I'm going to do suicide, get my fucking life over with.
Oh my God.
Sometimes he'll post, I'm going to do suicide because of these people. And he'll tag them in it.
Oh.
And they'll be like, They'll be like, Kyle, we're fucking calling the cops. You need to stop doing this. Someone finally said, because he went on like a 2-week stretch of just posting that he was going to do suicide.
Dude.
And someone said, fucking do it. You're all talking about it. You just keep talking about it. Do it.
Neil was just saying what all the TikTok people say when they talk about. Should we not say murder or suicide?
I don't think it fucking matters.
Unalive, but the same. You could say I'll have the same current conversation. You just should say unalive.
Oh, okay.
But you've already said it a bunch of times.
Right.
Yeah.
Murder, suicide, murder, suicide, murder, suicide.
We out there.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, this podcast is not about making money. It's about spreading the message. The Nephilim are out there. Frequencies need to be raised. Otherwise, people are going to start going fucking crazy.
Watch out for the chemtrails. They're going to make you want to do suicide, too.
Yeah.
You get outside, you start huffing them chemtrails, you start thinking, God, I'm going to do suicide.
Right.
I just love you saying I do suicide.
Yeah. It's an act that you
Yeah, I
can,
do that shit.
yeah, I fuck with suicide. You do suicide ever?
Like your mom's like, if people are at a party and they bring out a tray of suicide, do not do it.
Yeah.
I know a bunch of kids that died from doing suicide.
You would not believe the amount of people I know whose kids died doing suicide. Shit's fucking dangerous.
Dude, do you remember when the choking game
Yeah.
was
the
going on?
knockout game?
Right.
Yeah. Did you ever do it?
I never did it.
No.
But like the thing was too is like I was in 5th grade and
Yeah.
And like I get it, some kid like if you're fucked up, you're gonna be like, I want to get high any way I can.
Yeah.
But like my mom would be like, Elliot, if you go over to a friend's house for a play date and they start going, let's play the knockout game, don't do that. Kids die like that. In 5th grade, I'm not gonna let a person put their hands around my throat because that's also gonna lower my frequency.
Straight up. Yeah, you're going to get brain damage,
Right.
lowering your fucking frequency. Man,
That's so sick.
keep talking. Sweet, I'm going to molest you. Dude. Straight up.
Dude, you crash into my car, I'm gonna fucking molest the person that gets out first.
First motherfucker I see, you get molested.
You got driver's license, proof of insurance? Yeah, well, guess what? If you don't got it, I'm gonna molest your ass.
I love using that as a threat
Yep.
towards somebody. Seen you looking across me at the bar. You got a problem with me? You want me to fucking molest you?
Dude, you know when fucking there was the spree that Obsy was going on?
Yeah.
Where he was just going around to different mics and fighting people?
Mm-hmm.
What if he was like, dude, there's a problem. Obsy keeps going around, he's molesting everybody.
No one's safe.
Dude, nobody's safe. He goes to terminal, and oh my God, he's molesting everybody in that building.
Fucking sick bastard even molested fucking Matt Malone. That's fucked up.
Oh boy.
Matt Malone, do you know him? Have you ever encountered him?
Dude, the thing is, Matt Malone is like my Beetlejuice because every time I start talking about him, he shows up randomly. I've talked to him a few times, never like anything serious. I don't think he would even know my name. But there was one time this was fucking 2 years ago. I was working the booth for 10,000 Laughs Festival.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. And Matt Malone was also a volunteer. And Tito and I, because Tito was on one of the shows, and we were talking at the booth. He was like, "Yeah, fucking Matt Malone. Remember when he got his ribs kicked in by those guys that stole his car?"
That did not happen.
Well, right, because he ran. He was
Yeah.
trying to catch him and fell on the curb and then broke his ribs like that. But we were like, "Oh my God, Matt Malone, Matt Malone, Matt Malone." Just keep saying the name.
Yeah.
Here he goes. Comes right down the stairs.
Yeah.
How's it going, guys? Dude, he's what a guy that like. If I had the chance, like, just on the off chance, I'm like, I want to steal somebody's car. First suspect.
Well, it's a dude who, here's Red Wing. It's a dude who basically looks like he has Down syndrome,
Yes.
but instead he has 2 children.
Right.
It's a real.
I didn't know he
Am
has
Sam.
kids.
Yeah. He has 2 children and he got carjacked. Apparently, the person that carjacked him, because he's what, 5'4".
Yeah, I think probably 5'4", 5'3".
Yeah,
He's a short guy,
stout, thumb head.
Yep.
You know, good guy,
And
like not a bad dude to talk
he has
to.
like the kind of hair like Chris Farley when he's doing I live in a van down by the river. He looks exactly like that,
Yeah.
just like 5'3".
Yeah, and apparently the person lifted him out of his car.
Yep.
At the Nicolette Diner, set him gently on the ground, and like a 50s cartoon, why I oughta chasing him, stumbled over his own feet, broke his ribs, and shattered his
Dude.
glasses.
That's some Wile E. Coyote shit. I gotta get those fuckers. Boom, boom.
So they did not hurt him.
Yeah.
He hurt himself.
He hurt himself.
Chasing them down. Which would, all right, Matt, what are you going to do if they stop?
Right.
They're
Yeah.
going to fucking molest you 2-on-1.
right.
They're going to hold you down
Yeah.
2-on-1.
Oh my god. Do you remember what was the other guy that got beat up?
Beat up.
Yeah, somebody else got beat up.
Matt Grady.
Matt Grady's one, but I'm thinking of there was one crazy guy. I might be fucking crossing wires here, because when I say that, I'm thinking about Timon with his posting the picture of his eye banged up.
Yeah.
Oh man,
I like that we respect some people's names, and then other people's names we're letting it fly.
Right.
Matt Malone, Todd Skoda.
dude. We talked about Todd Skoda last episode too. Yeah. We were also talking about this. I don't think we should talk about it actually.
What?
I'd be a roadside attraction.
No. That is a rotten thing to
Yeah,
say, I guess,
yeah.
on camera.
Yeah.
But it's true. I was more making a point about like the obesity standard in America today.
Yeah.
So like our health overall is fucked up.
Right.
That a fat, like a large man
Yep.
that you see today that you're just like, there's a man
Yep.
in like 1875 would be just on a dusty trail and people pay like a nickel to see him. You know what I mean? Like, we can't believe it.
Yeah. God damn. There's something about that. We were also talking about the one show with the like Indian doctor that's like, you need to lose weight. You're so fat.
Doctor Now.
Doctor Now.
My 600-pound life.
Yeah,
I haven't
exactly.
been watching that. I literally only have been watching Intervention.
Intervention's so fucking good, dude. I remember that was the thing too. Is my mom and then my best friend's mom like connected. Like that's how we kind of became friends. Is they were
Really?
like, we show our kids Intervention.
Oh,
And
really?
yeah, so I've been watching Intervention since like the early days, and some of them are like really really sad, and then some of them are like, all right, oh that person's dead.
Dead. They died.
But there's so many
Nice.
episodes
Is this
where
Acadia?
honest that looks like it.
Bus smashing right through.
Oh, they keep going.
They're the little bus.
What does that
could
say?
do. Yeah, it said 123 something, dude. Romping on the gas. God, what a dream it would be to have like a diabetic coma or a heart attack while you're driving.
Oh yeah,
Right down Washington. Put it right into the front of Trader Joe's or something like that.
yeah. Oh,
You can't go to jail.
No.
It was a medical emergency.
dude, I saw this video of a guy in court. He was a semi truck driver, and his brakes failed on the semi. Ended up killing 53 people because there was a traffic jam and his brakes went out, and he's sentenced to 110 years. But it's like that's not his fault, though.
The fucking brakes
Yeah.
went out. That's like me the time that I was over here. I was
Yeah.
at Zips Liquor and I had to get to Golden Valley with no brakes in the middle of rush hour.
Oh man,
I said, God damn it, I'm either gonna die trying to get there or I'm gonna get there because I don't give a shit about this job or my life right now.
yeah.
Yeah.
If there are any people starting in comedy, I just want you to know this: people are going to offer you jobs that have nothing to do with comedy. Don't accept them. I think we've both fallen victim to
I
them.
think take them at all of the opportunities that you can.
Really.
I think so. It opens the door to some situations where you're like, man, I would never be in here.
Right.
I would never be in the kitchen of Gray's.
No.
Be the sanest one
Right.
at Gray's, like in our little kitchen area. Man, That was an era. I'm hiccuping too.
Me too, man. These Zins are kicking my ass.
This is my first one of the day.
There was, I remember when I was doing beer tasting, I had turned 21
that's right.
4 months before.
Yeah.
And people are like, so what makes this a Belgian beer? And I'm like, I don't fucking know. Like, I can't taste the difference between Bud Light and this.
Yeah.
Like,
I remember you working with Danny J.
Dan Giuola, broken foot. Hey, I need somebody to cover my beer tasting shifts. And it'd be like, all right, I'm getting $150 for doing this 6 times.
Yeah.
Going
6 times.
I did it 6 times, made $150. One time I was watching my parents' dogs up in Lino, had to drive all the way down to Apple Valley to do a beer tasting. That's an hour and a half in traffic.
One way?
One way. And then I had to do a weekend at CCU after doing that. So I was fucking swamped that day. I think that's a good, you know what? Whenever I see the light rail, I just want to drive in front of it. Want to play chicken with the light rail. You gonna stop? You gonna stop?
Can they? Doesn't it take them a long time to slow down? I've never taken the light rail. I've thought about taking the light rail and just getting on and smoking cigarettes, taking my shirt off.
That's
taking it all day. Get on that fucker at 7 a.m.
Oh, that guy got hit. Almost run over.
Oh my God. I like that there's just hours of this on the internet.
I've never been in an accident, but like, to be honest, when I go home and smoke after this, I'm gonna be thinking the entire time. I'll be laying down on my couch, not driving, nothing like that. And I'll be like, I don't want to get into an accident. Oh God! Like this stuff instills anxiety in me, but it's so fucking funny.
It's so funny, dude. I remember that happened. Something similar happened like that in Las Vegas when I was working at that internet job.
Yeah,
I was driving down the highway or the interstate, and this dude, we had a morning Zoom call every morning, and I was running late, and this other girl was running late, and we kind of lived near each other.
Yeah,
and we're driving on the interstate, and I pass a dude who just has a bunch of like area rugs sailing out the back of his truck, and they're like bouncing and shit. There's rugs all over the road.
Yeah.
So I had to swerve, and then the other girl, she's doing her makeup in the morning meeting, and then she goes, "Oh my God!" You're boom boom. She's like, "There's a bunch of rugs in the highway." Dude. And my boss, Sean Brown, he goes, "All right, now you be safe. I just need you to hear this. Make sure you're hearing this, though. This is important."
Dude, in Lino, there was a guy. I don't know what was going on, but he was transporting paint in a plastic bag, but it was sticking out the end of his trailer hitch.
Yeah.
Or the back of, what's it called on a truck?
The tailgate?
The tailgate. It was sticking out the back of the tailgate. And it was banging against his back bumper. It was a full, like,
bag of paint.
Huge bag of paint. I saw it burst against his trailer hitch.
Yeah.
And then it spread all over the. So, like, there's a portion of like Birch Street in Lino Lakes where it's just purely white. And that was 2 years ago.
Really?
Yes.
Damn.
Has not been cleaned up.
Did he just keep going?
Well, I remember, I think I was dropping off something at my parents' house. I drove back down and I just saw him like out of his car going, fuck. Yeah.
Dude, that reminds me of remember the video from Michigan of that guy that dropped all the wood in the middle of the road and then just kept driving, and they were interviewing him, and he said, they're like, "Sir, people were screaming. Oh, must have been a woman yelling, because I don't listen to women yelling. I tell them to shut up."
Yep, I do remember that.
Igor was his name.
Mm-hmm. I don't listen to no women yelling.
No, I must have been a woman yelling, because I don't listen to no woman yelling. I tell them to shut up. It's crazy people are out there that think like that.
Yep.
What's new? What's been going on in your life?
With me, I somehow got into some hot water with some St. Cloud comedians. Did you see the text?
Yes, yeah, I did see all of that unfold.
Yes.
And then you guys fucked with Matt to a point where
I didn't. I just dropped out of the show. I said, you know what? If it's gonna be like this, I'm not gonna do the show.
You just didn't want to drive to St. Cloud.
Well, but also it's like Jonah was going to be pissed at me the entire
All right,
time.
lay it out.
So we went up to St. Cloud for the open mic on Wednesday.
Matt Doima a child molester.
Yep.
And said he was taking pictures of naked little kids on his phone in
Yep.
Target dressing room.
And the thing is, dude, is like Matt he's like an all right guy. He's a little weird, but like he's not like a dick.
No.
There's a guy in St. Cloud, and oh my god, there's a guy in St. Cloud, and it feels like all St. Cloud people just like have this magnet to
You're
drama.
talking Jonah.
Jonah Maddox,
Yeah,
first and last,
Yeah, he's
former veteran.
I think that explains some of his erratic behavior sometimes.
Yes,
And he runs the Silly Beaver.
like it's boot camp.
Yeah.
It's like, you guys get here by 6:30, and I'm gonna still be pissed if you're not here by 6
Yes.
o'clock. But I did a show at Silly Beaver, the show that this Jonah guy runs, and he was like, hey, or Matt, after going to the open mic, Matt has now taken over the booking. So he's like, hey, Elliot, saw you last night, you did great.
And he's booking it off of a list of people
That
Jonah
Jonah
approved.
Yes.
Yeah.
and
Important detail.
and he was like, hey, would you be free on the 30th of March to do this show in St. Cloud? I was like, oh yeah, no problem. Puts me in a group chat with Tito, Matt Doima himself, Jonah, and then I'm in it too. And first thing Jonah sends is, hope he has a better set than last time. I've met the guy once. And I didn't have like a bad set. I was and then he sends me this long text afterwards being like, hey, I just want to apologize for what I said before. You just have to realize the comedians you associate yourself with are going to damage your reputation. And it's all because like he was busy. Like this Connor.
Yes, I figured it was about
Yes,
Connor.
it was about Connor, and that Connor offered him a show. Jonah was busy, and then the one time that Jonah was free, Connor didn't offer him a show, and then he got pissed about that.
Yes.
But I don't know. I don't know what the beef is, because it feels like St. Cloud people like that.
No,
They
St.
like
Cloud
getting
people
into that.
love the drama.
Yep.
Which is so bizarre.
Yeah.
Because it's like 6 dudes. It's 6 dudes who are way too old to be doing stand-up or taking it as seriously as they are. And they're running their empire of dirt.
Yep.
It's the Silly Beaver.
Dude, it's insane how fucking territorial they are.
Yeah.
Over everything.
So you guys started fucking with him.
I did not. They started fucking with him.
Tito dropped the show.
Yep.
And then it just blew up. Everybody in that fucking group chat started fucking with Matt. I had nothing to do with it. I didn't say a fucking word. Before you know it, Matt Doima's calling me on
He was
Facebook.
calling me almost hourly.
And I was like, yeah, man, what, like, that's fine. He's like, I'm just letting you know, the show in April, still happening. I will be booking. Jonah has nothing to do with this anymore. I want people to know that I did nothing. I was booking off of a list that Jonah approved. I'm under a notarized contract. And I was like, shut the fuck up. I don't give a shit. By the way, I'm dropping the show, and he still doesn't know that yet. But
I feel like that just happens with every single Silly Beaver show. They put out a poster being like, you guys are going to love this April show.
Yeah.
Everybody shows up completely different people than what's on the poster.
I saw him at Terminal, and I was like, here we go. And he goes, would you like to hear the full story? And I was like, yeah, sure. And I'm just eating popcorn at the bar, and he goes, I think we need to take this outside. I don't want to discuss this in front of everybody. And it's like, it's 26 degrees outside, Matt. We need to go outside and fucking talk about Silly Beaver at the Terminal bar. So we go outside, and he's fucking around with his little derby cap.
Yep.
And just, this has been one of the more stressful days. And not drinking on top of it. I don't know how I'm going to do it. And it's like, start hitting the bottle then.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
Yeah.
Get sloppy drunk, host the Beaver, and run it into the fucking ground. I don't give a shit. And he goes on like a 30-minute rant. We're outside, and You don't want to walk away from him because he's so passionate about
Right.
it. His hands are on his hips like a 40-year-old mom scolding kids. It's like, shut the fuck up, dude.
Yeah.
I don't know. It shit pisses me off. The thing in comedy is you get involved because you're like, God, I really love the art. And then you're just
Right.
exposed to the stupidest fucking people.
Yeah. Who are also more obsessed with the art than you are.
Yeah.
But they're worse.
Last night, Kayla and I were saying, imagine if you just found a bag of money sitting on the highway, $15 million in there. You you take it, bash your phone, and disappear. No one knows where you're going.
Yeah.
What a life.
What a life that
If you
would be.
came at me with any substantial amount of money and said, this or you got to quit comedy, I'm saying, give me the money.
Yeah. Well, I guess that's also like, for a lot of people, that's the goal, is to be like financially stable from doing comedy. And all that really matters is the financial stability. If somebody was like, hey, you don't have to show up at the Moose and get up at fucking 11, I'd be like, perfect.
Yeah.
I have $15 million to my name.
Yeah.
That's sick.
I'm not doing stand-up anymore.
No.
Matter of fact, I'm doing nothing. And a lot of the people that thought they were my friends aren't my friends. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a rude awakening for more people than one.
Dude.
And I know for a fact I'm going to become a nightmare. If
Why
I
is
made
that?
money, I would just be a nightmare, dude. Just being like, I can just get away with things. You know what I mean? Imagine just having enough money where like a dude's at the bar, say he's doing stand up or he's loving his art. He's just playing his guitar. And you're like, you walk up to him with $500, you say, I'll get you this right now. Get the fuck off the stage. I want to listen to the jukebox. You know what I mean?
I want to listen
I'd
to
rather
Written
listen
in the
to
Stars.
Hall and Oates, please.
Yep.
Yeah. I would just illegally park everywhere.
Yeah.
I would just illegally park and just be like, whatever. I got the money to pay for the ticket.
Who was it? It was at Crane. And you know when people would like constantly be getting ticketed, like right at the beginning at Crane, people are like, yeah, this reminds me when Jerry Seinfeld would show up in the Comedy Store. He'd just park out front and they would tow his car, but he had enough money where he could just get a cab back. Like
I've never heard that story.
really? Apparently he still does it. He'll drive like a Ferrari to the Comedy Store, park out front, and then get the car towed and then just get a cab back.
Really?
Yeah.
Him and his 14-year-old girlfriend?
Yeah.
You think he's doing that? Why does it seem like, oh, I got to play you this video, dude, of, I might have sent it to you, but I was laughing so hard at this.
So many people, it was normal. And even still, it's like everybody know a pedophile. In this room right now, if we really turned on there's somebody in this room, it's probably 3 niggas that's fucking children. Hopefully not. Ain't doing that. Hopefully not. We still got kids.
Holy shit. Accusing your friends of being pedophiles like that? My God.
I hope only the people only listening to audio just think for that a second we skipped into perfect black voice. For 30 seconds we hit Nirvana on black voice.
But that's what's so weird. Like family members will talk. Will be like, I like this comedian because he doesn't swear, and it'll always be like Jerry Seinfeld. Still bring up Cosby,
Yeah.
and it's like they're so like such horrible people. Where it's like they have to be clean because they're hiding for some shit.
We know at least 3 motherfuckers in this
Yeah.
room that's fucking kids.
Yeah.
It's like, what are you talking about?
Well,
Why is it that, did you see the new documentary that's coming out about Dan Snyder?
the Redskins coach or Redskins
no,
owner.
the fucking Nickelodeon guy that liked feet.
Oh, I heard like the Drake Bell stuff, right?
Yep. That's
Yeah.
coming out because it's a new documentary about Dan Schneider and what they were doing to the kids over at Nickelodeon.
Really?
Yeah.
The thing
Imagine
is, though,
you just wanted a cameo in iCarly and like a 40-year-old dude's like, gotta put your big toe in my mouth.
yeah, dude, that is.
I'll write you in.
That's the thing, though, is like Drake Bell from Drake and Josh.
Yeah.
Convicted child predator.
That's right.
I
yeah.
feel like he's just doing it to be like, see, I'm not that bad of a guy. I was just
happened to me.
right.
How old were the kids were we talking?
That Drake Bell was
Yeah.
molesting. It was like, I think like 15, 16.
Damn. 50 Drake Bell was molesting.
Mm-hmm.
That's the proper use of molesting, but I like I'm gonna fuck you up. I'm gonna molest you, dude.
Yeah, dude. It's
That's the thing is I'm so ill-informed on things. I literally get my news from TikTok.
yeah.
I get all of my information from TikTok.
Have you been diving into the whole fucking British royal family with the conspiracy going on there?
No, what's going on with that?
Apparently, Kate Middleton. You know Princess Kate Middleton.
I think so.
She's not been seen in like months.
Wasn't
And-
there like a photoshopped image or something? My dad was watching that
exactly.
on Fox.
Neil's nodding right now. He knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
It was so she posted something for British Mother's Day saying, "Oh my gosh, look at me and my kids," and then like the picture is so poorly photoshopped where it looks like she's like not really there. Like people are saying like, "Oh, they just took a picture of the kids spaced out and then she's there," because like the sleeves of the kids don't line up and like they're like she's not.
I'm gonna look this up.
It's weird, but they haven't seen her in months.
You think they've killed her? You think she's dead?
Well, she went to the hospital and nobody saw her leave.
Really?
Yeah.
What do they think? She's got cancer or something?
Well, I don't know what's going on, but like her brother died, like was assassinated, and then
What?
yeah, and then also like the whole King Charles shit. Have you seen that guy's fucking hands, dude? They're
Yeah.
huge.
Well, come on, dude.
Right.
You're literally eating sausage, beans,
Right.
a full tomato,
Right.
and eggs for breakfast every day. Their blood pressure has to be fucking insane over there. So what am I missing here?
So like the hand with the sleeve there doesn't line up. She's not wearing a wedding ring. And then there's people are saying, "Oh, they're crossing their fingers because it's not their real mom. They're leaving messages in there." But then there's other shit, and then like the hair here. See how that just isn't right? Like it's not falling right.
I guess, man. See, you show me a deep fake, I'm like, holy shit! Donald Trump said the N word.
Yep.
Like,
Yep.
I believe all this stuff. I would see this and be like, okay, just keep scrolling. Oh, they've got this.
Yeah, yeah,
People
yeah.
Magazine's got fucking evidence listed out. They've got 14 points that we're supposed to be looking at. Kate Middleton's Mother Day photo had at least 16 editing errors as experts find proof of Photoshop. It's just a dude who's watched 15 hours of Photoshop videos
Yep.
on YouTube. Yeah, I'm an expert on this, and I don't think Kate Middleton's alive.
Think she's fucking dead, dude. She's not alive.
All of my experience from MCTC tells me she probably ain't doing well. She ain't alive. She ain't in this photo.
Look, I have an associate's degree from Century College. I know Photoshop.
She's dead. Part 1 of Princess Charlotte's sleeve was removed above her hand.
Yep, that's what I was talking about.
The zipper on Princess Kate's top appears to be edited. Who's got the fucking time in the day?
Yeah. You know, I think if and also there's the Boeing shit too, where the guy came out against Boeing saying
And
like, "Oh,
they-
the planes aren't safe," and then
And they
got
killed
shot.
him. Yeah.
I think if anybody ever says anything bad about me, that's what I'm gonna do. If anybody ever testifies against me, they're gonna die like that.
Do you think they're just fucking murdering people?
I do. I think that's so common though.
Yeah.
Yeah, people die like that all the time. Think about like Jeffrey Epstein, for example. He was. I
think
bet
he
he had
probably
so
just-
much info where they're gonna be like, "We're putting him in jail," but it's like, what jail is he going to? Oh, back to just his island. It'll be like a Pablo Escobar situation.
Yeah.
where he owns the prison, he gets his own treatment, has a zoo in there.
Yeah.
Gets to do whatever he wants.
Dude, imagine it would be fun to look at it like a conspiracy theorist and just act how I'm acting right now. I think he killed himself. What do you mean? Just no critical thinking at all. Approach the situation. What are you talking about?
I don't think we should call Mike Kinderly again, but I would love to fucking pitch back and forth Jeffrey Epstein ideas with that guy.
The thing is, he might be like, man, my uncle, he's got an in with it. He knows it goes all the way up to the fucking top. he would somehow have a tie to the Jeffrey Epstein case. So yeah, obviously he didn't kill himself.
Yeah.
Someone killed him. But like the Boeing people, did you watch the fucking, like, I saw something on Twitter that was just like they were walking around at Boeing. And
Yeah.
they asked like 15 people if they would get into a Boeing plane, and I think like 12 out of the 15 were like, absolutely not. No.
Yeah.
But who? I just don't understand that. They expect everybody to go to their job and give a shit.
Yeah, you're right.
You know what I mean? Right up to building planes, I'm not really giving a fuck. It's not
It's
what
not
I want
like
to
they're
do with my
crashing
life
all the time.
Yeah. Most of those people in factories, it's like they got a bad drug addiction that no one's going to look into because it helps them get through the day.
Mm-hmm.
You know, let me get fucked up. Let me drink a couple of shooters in the bathroom and come out and rivet some holes in this plane.
If there was ever a movie that made me want to be a pilot, it was Flight. Being like, okay, I could just bang a line of cocaine, get super drunk, and fucking still save 100 people's lives.
Denzel Washington.
Denzel Washington. The entire moral of that story in the movie is like, you can't drink before you go on a plane. It's like he fucking did all right, you know?
Yeah.
Like he was doing like like I said, he saved like 100
Is that
people's
a
lives.
true story?
It's not.
Oh.
But
So, yeah.
pilots drink all the time.
We had there's an episode of Intervention that shows what actually happens when a pilot starts drinking.
Yes.
I used to be the best pilot in the United States of America. And
He's fucking falling, banging his head on the
he's
concrete.
falling, banging his head on the concrete. They're like, he was such a good pilot.
I also sometimes with Intervention, it's hard to see it as sad because it's like, oh my god, pure physical comedy. What a good gift to give the world. You know what I mean? Give this guy a bottle. He's
Yeah.
funny as hell.
They just topple over backwards.
Yeah, it truly is Three Stooges kind of shit when they're like, I drink 48 beers every day on average.
And then you get the producer sitting in the bushes and he's like trying to unlock his door and he's swaying back and forth. And then he just fucking topples over the concrete, bangs his head on the sidewalk. They're like, oh my God, are you okay? They just give him like one napkin.
Yeah. Dude, you remember that episode of Street Beefs where there were these two huge hosses? They were pushing each other around. The cage broke open. Do you remember that one? And then the white dude caught a nosebleed, and they were like, "We don't blood test. We couldn't stop the bleed." It's like, how many Chipotle napkins did you have to shove up there?
Oh yeah, he went in there, looked in his dash, and he had a bunch of napkins from fucking McDonald's and Chipotle. That reminds me, one time I ate something bad. My stomach was plumb full. It was just filled with gas, and every time I farted, I was like, I'm getting closer and closer to shitting.
Yep.
Can't get home, so I pulled under a bridge and I just squatted over it. Like I just put my hands on my knees and just pushed, and it looked like someone got fucking shot right there, dude. And then I went in the car and wiped it with McDonald's napkins, so it was just like two wet feet prints and shit like a foot away with a bunch of napkins all over. And
Holy
I just
shit.
got in the car and drove home. It was like a crime scene, dude.
I remember, well, like one of my first job ever, Izzy's Ice Cream in Minneapolis.
Yeah.
You had it? Dude, fucking R.I.P. That was probably my favorite job of all time.
You were fueling people's addiction.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Like there were. I used to tell this story on stage where when I used to work there was a guy that would come in every single fucking day. Oh my God, was he big?
Yeah.
And he went away for a while, and he like. Next time I saw him, I'm like, "Oh my God, hey, good to see you, man!" And he was just like hobbling up the stairs. I'm like, "What's wrong with him? Missing a foot."
But they told me they had to taper off the Izzy's.
Yeah.
He said, "I'm gonna learn to walk again so I could get to that fucker."
Exactly. But there was one time where a kid came up to me. There were two crazy bathroom experiences. There was one time. I'll first do the worst one. This woman comes up. She goes, "Your bathroom's really dirty." And I'm like, oh, okay, fuck it. Like, complaining.
Yeah.
Ugh.
I don't listen to no woman.
Exactly. I go in there. I'm like, oh, there's got to be just like paper towels on the ground. I go in there. There are paper towels on the ground, but underneath every paper towel, big logs of shit. Somebody was wiping their ass, like cupping paper towels underneath while they shat, slapping them on the ground. And dude, I had to clean that up at like 16 years old.
Yeah. Damn, what a luxury it would be to be able to. confidently shit in the palm of your
Yep.
hand and be like, it's not just going to be soup and get everywhere.
Right.
You know what I mean?
It was they slapped it so hard it was like on the walls everywhere.
Oh.
And then there was another time where a kid was like, the bathroom won't lock. The bathroom won't lock. And I'm like, all right, let me come around and find that out. And I open the bathroom door. There he is, fucking pants down, shit. No. And I'm like, why are you in there if it doesn't lock, dude?
I've been there, dude. When you walk into a bar bathroom, which more than should don't have stall doors on
Right.
the shitter. So you're literally just, I remember one time I was in there's a bar a town over from where I grew up.
Yep.
You go in there, the foundation is fucked, and
Yep.
they have checkered print floor.
Yep.
So like it slopes, and when you get fucked up, it looks like an optical illusion, and
Yep.
drunk people will just stumble and fall. But anyway, in the bathroom, it's literally just toilet,
Yep.
urinal. So you're just shit, no lock on the door. You're just shitting. I remember one time I had to shit so fucking bad. I went in the bathroom, was shitting. This dude popped the door open, looked at me, took his dick out, started pissing right next to me. It's like, we're not talking. We didn't acknowledge that the other person is here.
Right.
I'm just on my phone, shitting right next to him.
Is he on the floor?
No, he's just pissing.
Oh,
he
I
just,
see.
No, people would get fucked up and fall
Oh, okay.
because the floor slopes.
I see.
And it's so checkered that it looks like
Yeah.
your eyes are fucking with you.
The my cousins used to go to Central in St. Paul, the Central High, and they didn't have bathroom doors, like stall doors, on any bathroom. And like I don't understand why that. Like, I get it if somebody's doing fucking drugs in the bathroom, it's like, we got to get in there and see what's going on.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you're making bullying so much fucking worse
Oh.
by being like, all right, everybody can see you shitting the
Yep.
entire time.
Oh, if that were in high school, dude, that would be lights out. We
Yeah.
were already. Do you ever do the thing when someone would be shitting where you'd get a bunch of paper towels wet and toss them over the stall and you
Oh,
hear
yeah.
them slapping on
Yep.
them and shit? I remember one time I was in the bathroom and our agriculture teacher came in the bath. He had like CTE.
Yep.
He said that he was a state wrestling champion. I never stretched once. I didn't need to. I think that's why people end up failing. I wanted to be stiff in there. But anyway, he came into our bathroom to take a shit, and I shut the lights off on
Yep.
him, and he went, really? Just kept shitting in the dark.
Dude, there was a teacher, his name was Mr. Wolf, at Centennial, and like everybody would be like, oh my god, this guy's high as hell all the time. And you would just, because we at Centennial there was the East building and the West building, and they're
How
not
big
connected.
is that school?
It's like 2,000 kids.
Holy shit.
Yeah. So, but Mr. Wolf, you would see him walking in between. There's 15-minute, or sorry, I think it's like 7-minute passing period. He would walk out from the West building into the East building parking lot, just start smoking in his car. So sometimes it would be
J?
cigarette. A lot of the time it would be like fucking weed smell. Everybody would be like,
Yeah.
"What's that?" And just Mr. Wolf in the car smoking. And my friends and I would just exploit getting out of class, be like, Wolf, you want any McDonald's or something? He's like, yeah, get me hash browns and maybe a McChicken too. I don't know. Whatever you guys want. And we're like, all right. And we would just fucking get him hash browns and everything, be gone for 2 hours, come back. And then, like, I remember one time the principal was like, where have you guys been? And we're like, McDonald's, what are you talking? Like, and we got that guy in trouble. But he would also talk to us about what cigarettes he would smoke. He'd be like, I smoke Marlboro Whites. And we're like, fucking pussy, smoking whites. And oh my God. Yeah, that guy would get shit all the time. But
I honestly, looking back, can't imagine being a teacher.
no, I can't either.
Like, I don't think I could do it.
No.
Or if I did, I would be getting high every day before
Totally.
I go in there.
There was, like, you remember, like, the teachers you used to make cry?
Oh, yeah.
I never personally
Molly
made a teacher
Hobble.
cry.
Yeah. I remember we had her in our math class. It was me and all of my friends. So it was like a nightmare for her.
Yep.
And I remember she had a bobblehead of, God, who was it? Prince Fielder, I
Oh.
think, on her desk. And my buddy goes, is that a Prince Fielder bobblehead? And she goes, enough, and starts crying. And she goes, my kids bought me this. And it's like, she just came to an absolute breaking point
Right.
with us.
Where
And
anything would set her off. Damn.
we had a dude, Brendan Lacey, he would come in, he would pretend to sleep in the back all
Yep.
of class, and she couldn't get him up. One day he just came in with a sleeping bag and a pillow and like a little cot and set it all up in the back. And she started crying that day.
Holy shit, dude. Setting up a cot like in a classroom is a crazy move.
I remember it was like 2 semesters
Yeah.
long, the class. So you had to like pass one semester to get to the next
Yeah, yeah,
semester. And at midterm, I remember my buddy Alex was like, yeah, I fucking failed that class. We were like, what? And he was like, you guys didn't? And we were like, no. So we had to get kicked out and take the class again because he thought we were all failing the class together.
Damn.
We all had D's, but we
Yeah,
still passed
right.
the fucking class.
There was the one time I don't think we made him cry, but he got very frustrated.
Yeah.
In the 300 wing of the East Building in Centennial, at the very end, it was Mr. Schrader's class. On the then the next door down was Mr. Ripken, and I had Ripken for sociology. My friends had Schrader for econ.
Yeah.
And they just sent me Mr. Schrader's classroom number. They sent it to everybody in their like Snapchat list.
Yeah.
And we were all calling Mr. Schrader's classroom the entire time. So the phone would be just blaring off the wall. The parent would be sitting there trying to pick it up. Who is this? And that dude, he retired the next year.
Really?
He was 28.
Oh my God.
And mad, that's the fucked up thing, because like there are so many people that go into education for like in college, and then
They're like, I'm gonna change.
they're like, we're good, and then like imagine spending 6 years of your life and being like, I quit.
Yeah. I can't fucking take
I
this.
can't do this anymore.
Our agriculture teacher, Kent Hockey, I remember we used to fuck with him the most.
Yeah.
He had a rabbit in his classroom, and I never did this. People would feed that rabbit full sheets of paper.
Yeah.
It would eat the paper, and it died, of course. It was just eating paper. That was the one thing I loved, and you took it away.
Oh my god. Oh, dude, I had a teacher, Mr. Calvert, and this guy would just start tweaking certain days, and not like. I don't think he was like fucking doing drugs, but he'd go, I put radon test kits all over the classroom. I feel like my mind's getting fucked up. And just like you would find radon test kits everywhere, all over the classroom. He'd be like, it's the silent killer. It's the silent killer. If you're in a house, you got radon in there, you're dead in 10 years. He would just go on these tangents about how
About radon specifically?
about radon specifically, because that is it's gonna take you out apparently in Mr. Calvert's brain. And then because I would just start talking about Star Wars with him because he was a huge Star Wars fan.
Yeah.
So every time he'd try and get a class go, he's like, so the nucleus of the cell is the center. I'd be like, Mr. Calvert, what do you think about the Force Awakens trailer? He's like, I'm so excited for that movie. You get him talking about
Yeah.
Star Wars of the Wild. No class. being
No
held that
class,
day.
yeah.
I don't know shit about the Wild. Talk to him about it for 45 minutes.
Yeah, dude. We had teachers like that.
Yep.
I remember we had a teacher. I never experienced it, but my older cousin did. We had a teacher who was in the Korean War
Oh.
or something. And there was a foreign exchange student from Korea who came into his class.
Uh-oh.
And in a town of 1,000 people, all white kids, and a Korean walks in. You haven't seen one since you've been there. He walks in, grabs him by the throat, and starts choking him. He had to take
Are
a
you
leave of
serious?
absence, and then he retired. Yeah.
Holy shit.
I thought I left you behind.
Oh my God.
Yeah. George Yang, he choked.
I don't know if I've ever,
I think that was his name.
I don't know if I ever heard about a teacher hitting a kid. At least not at my school.
We had one, and he came to a very untimely demise.
Was it the guy that got
Sucked up in a brush hog. Yeah, he did. He got his legs sucked up in a brush hog, but I remember he kept me and my buddy Cole and Alex after class. They fucking slapped Cole's head and bounced him off the brick wall. And Cole was the most beaten up over the whole thing. I was like, dude, he fucking slapped you. What? And your legs hossed up by a brush hog.
Holy shit, dude.
Yeah, I know some people who died in horrific ways. I remember this dude hearing about this guy, fucking Louis Sauls, 90-year-old farmer. He was wearing his polyester overalls, as always. He thinks, I'm going to do a controlled burn today.
Yep.
You drive past, going into the town, you drive past Smokey the Bear that gives you the fire risk
Yep.
warning, and it said extreme. And he drove past, he said, I got a bird. He went to the BP to get his coffee for the morning. They're like, what you going to do today, Lou? He said, I'm probably going to get up into the woods and burn. They're like, don't do that. He went into the woods and he started a fire, immediately caught his polyester pants on fire, and
He burned alive like
burned
that.
alive, yep.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Milk truck stories. When the milk starts driving.
Milk starts driving. Yeah, that is our most listened to episode. Snowbongs for who? What was it?
Oh, snowbongs for Travis.
Snowbongs for Travis. There was, I feel like the weirdest death in Lino Lakes was on West Shadow Lake. Or it's weird because after the fact, this guy was like super into it, like he was selling drugs and like moving shit for like gangs in Minneapolis. But he was living up in Lino, and just some guy came to his house, beat him to death with a baseball bat. Drove off. Nobody ever found out who it was.
Damn.
But my friend's mom kept showing up, being like, "Do you guys need anything? I know he got beat over the head with a baseball bat." Like just like would constantly remind them that their son was dead. Yeah.
We had a dude just fucking recently. This was like a couple of months ago. Is it a domestic? Because I remember my mom and we were driving into town, and there were like a bunch of divers at the lake and stuff. And sometimes they do like training at our lake.
Yeah.
And we're like, oh, they must be doing some training. We get home, and then I go to the bar later that night. Yeah, you hear? Fucker drank a bunch of gas, got into an argument with his old lady, sucked down a bunch of gas, went down to the river, started threatening people with a gun, and went middle of the river, and they couldn't catch me, drowned in the river.
He was drinking gasoline.
Yeah, he got into an argument with his old lady, and he started sucking down gas.
Oh my God.
He said, I'll show you. He just started drinking a bunch of gas, and they went down to the lake and then swam into the middle of the lake. And the rescue team was like, he's going to drown. And
Does that get you drunk
drowned.
or just poison you?
I have no fucking idea. Well, I mean, you ever get into an argument with your lady and you just get, I can just drink some fucking gas right now.
I need some fucking just a hit. Yeah.
I need a hit of 91.
You ever seen the My Strange Addictions episode of the woman obsessed with the smell of gasoline?
That makes sense.
Yeah,
because
so-
she's getting high.
Right.
But just eating a couch cushion, I just feel so
Right.
good. My father passed away tragically a few years ago, and ever since he died, I've just been eating my couch. Makes me feel all right.
Yeah, I don't understand how you could do that, and also how their like intestines aren't just blocked up.
They always go to a doctor, and they're like, "Hey, you need to stop eating cigarette ashes and pottery." And she's like, "I've been doing it for 4 years.
It's my way of life."
You're asking me not to breathe."
Oh man.
Some of them have a timeline, because I do remember the woman that was eating her husband's ashes.
Yes, I remember that
She
too.
would lick her fingers and fun dip it.
Yep.
And then she died.
She was more connected to him like that. I remember that. Yep.
And I don't know, I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure when you die, they just kind of stuff you in an oven with a bunch of people.
Yeah, it's definitely not all you.
Yeah. Like, it's just ashes.
Yep. Yeah, that also my mom and my grandma, my great grandma, she was buried, but my great grandpa was cremated. And my mom told me the story about them going to the crematorium to watch him get burned.
They got a little window.
Yeah, there's a
Really?
window on there, and it's like, why would you go to watch that? It's like how they give you the option, like when your dog's getting put down, you're like, you can go in there and relax with them. It's like, I don't like. I fucking went through that this past summer.
Yeah.
Worst experience of my life. My
Really?
God.
I think I've watched probably 4 or 5 dogs get put down in my life. And I just sit there and I watch them, and their tongue folds out and it starts smelling.
Oh
like
man,
shit,
it
and
was
it's
it was one of the worst because I fucking love that dog. But yeah,
Yeah.
no, that was one of the worst
yeah.
experiences.
I don't mean to put you down on that, but T and I were talking. I do not get when people get beat up about their dog dying. I remember my fucking grandma asked me. She had a Great Pyrenees. I just can't stand to look at him. So I went and I was like, well, the thing is, I think I just don't give a shit because after death, it's like, oh my God, I miss him so much. After death, it's a thing. You know what I mean? It's like, how can you... The connection I feel is so strong. I'm rolling her 9-year-old Great Pyrenees dead body in a toboggan to drag out back and dig a hole and dump him in it. And I'm just pulling him behind and just like tongue flopped out. And then just like, I was like, do you want to come out? I'm going to like put him in the hole. And he's a fucking heavy dog.
Yeah.
So you're just kind of like kicking his back and he spills into the hole all awkward. His tongue's out and he's covered in dirt. And it's like, this is what happens to all of us when we die.
Yeah.
When people are like, I'm gonna go to Cancun, spread the rest of my brother's ashes. He loved it. He loved it down there. And it's like, it's been a year and a half.
Right.
Put it to rest.
Right.
Enough of this. Flush him down the drain. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
You could do that with me.
Also, spreading your ashes in Cancun. What,
Yeah.
you're just blowing it into fucking college kids' faces on spring break.
Yeah. I don't know. Like the dog dying is even less understandable to me. Like I don't know. It's just the way I think about. Like,
I feel like you've never had a connection with a dog, then, man.
I don't know if I've ever had, then I maybe haven't had a connection with a person.
Yeah, I
because
guess,
I'm just like
guess
when it,
not.
I'm sad when it happens, of course, and then it gets to a point where I'm like, every Christmas we gotta talk about this. Come on. Oh yeah, let's bust out the photo album again. Look at the same one we looked at last year. We ain't getting any new photos.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I don't know. That's a callous way of looking at things, I guess. But I feel the same way about like my own death.
Yeah.
I'm like, you don't need to keep fucking talking about me.
Right.
Nothing changed.
Neil, how are we doing on time?
Oh. Well, what a bleak way to end the
Yeah.
episode.
Well, you guys heard it here first, dude. If your family member dies, if you're beat up about it,
Yeah.
Oh my God, stop fucking belly aching,
Stop.
dude.
Quit your fucking belly aching.
Dude, we're sick of you just talking and talking and talking about what?
Here's all I gotta say. You go, you put them into the ground, then you go to a VFW, you eat some potato salad and cry about it, and then you go home. That's it.
Yep.
They were 80. Enough.
You know, I make it a point every time I go to a VFW, I sit in the chair of the fallen.
Leaving a bunch of beer out for them.
Like every time I go into a VFW karaoke night, it's like there's no place to sit down. Nobody's sitting in here. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? You're gonna tell me that your fucking friends who died in Vietnam are gonna
They're here
suddenly
right
come in
now.
and sit down? Huh?
Yeah. I always thought about like when they leave the beer out.
Yep.
It's like it's a very nice. It's the same with death. I think it's always like the after
Yep.
that it's like we've taken away from the shine.
Right.
Oh, no one can drink that. That's for the fallen. And it's like you're gonna dump it down the drain at the end of the night. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it all goes away in the end.
I also remember like I get it with family members. I get it with dogs. People crying over their favorite player leaving a sports team.
Jesus Christ.
There are adults I still know. I remember a guy when fucking what's his name? I think it was Kevin Love left the Wolves. He was like, "You fucking piece of shit," and filmed a video of him, posted it on Facebook of him lighting a Kevin Love
Lighting a
jersey.
jersey, yeah.
Yep.
I have buddies that have burned Packers jerseys.
Really?
Yeah.
Of who?
Of I'm trying to think who
Rodgers,
left
probably.
in a disrespectful way. They're actually all right with Rodgers leaving.
Yeah. Really?
Well, he blew his Achilles,
Yeah.
and they were like, "Fucking good."
Yep.
That's what he gets. They thought he was gonna win the fucking Super Bowl. Blew his Achilles out. United States. I keep getting spam calls. Hello.
Hello.
Hey.
Hey, good afternoon. This is Sean with Home Warranty Services. Am I speaking with the homeowner, right?
Do I own a home?
Yeah.
According to who?
Sounds like the Nephilim.
Do you have a second to talk, Sean?
Sean? You still there, buddy? I'm the homeowner. Sean?
Stay on for as long as he does.
Yeah.
We're waiting him out.
Sean, I want to talk about my home warranty. You're fucking me over right now, buddy.
Fucker hung up. Yeah, you can't hack it. That's a different phone call.
Oh.
Well, that's it.
That's the
I
end.
don't know. I think that was fine.
Yeah. Well, you rocked it out once again with the hardest rap is the hardest trap is in the 55014 area code. Have a blessed day.